man with a camera.
The following program comes to you in color.
Yes, those sad trombones can mean only one thing. It's another edition of Runway DFW After Dark on this Thursday, February 6th, 2025. It's Walt here, live and in color at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. And we'll be here for the next couple hours, hanging out with you for all the, well, as much of the aviation action as we can compress into that time frame. Thanks for joining us. Well, sir, welcome. We have, you know, I usually try to come here at night when we have south flow, which means the airplanes are taking off right in the view of this picture here. But tonight, the forecast failed me once again, and we're in north flow. And what that means, what does that mean, Walt? Do I have my flow chart here? I don't know if I do. But at any rate, what it means is that the planes are going to be further away from us than we'd like, with the exception of cargo planes. And you can see right there in the top center of your screen, the UPS cargo area. It's loaded up with planes tonight. No 747 over there this time. However, we do have two MD-11s. And you see one of them in that shot there. So, let's say hello to folks. Rich Carlisle says, good evening, Walt and everyone. Hello, Rich. Luke, the Random Spotter, one of our great mods and channel members. We will enjoy just the same. Good evening to you, fine sir, he says, very, very formally. We had a, before we started, we got a $10 or Canadian $10 super chat from Roderick Campbell up there in Canada. And he said, and thank you for that, Roderick. He said it's almost negative 10 degrees Celsius where he is. Hit the driveway and could not get up. Two females helped me to my feet. And that sounds painful. Extra painful owing to the temperature. So we hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much for your very kind super chat, and we look forward to bringing you a night of relaxation here at Runway DFW. Just getting my Flight Radar 24 all set up over here, attached to me camera. And so I'll just prepare you for, we can get some long distance shots in tonight. Let's see here, let me show you this. So the planes are going up into the air. Over there. And so that's what a lot of our views are going to look like tonight. I wasn't quite set up for that one yet. That was American Flight 495, a 787 Dreamliner. There it goes. And I believe that's going to Santiago de Chile, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And I'm very sorry that we couldn't have gotten on the air any earlier, because the British Airways A380 took off, and it was quite a sight to see. And I wasn't able to record. I wasn't quite set up yet. Chad Hart, a channel member, says, "Hey, from Mesa, Arizona. Hello there." Trident Ken says, "Hello, Walt and all. Looking forward to a great stream tonight. Love the murder mystery intro." There's a story behind that. That comes from a program which was called Man with a Camera. And one of those 50s shows. And of course that was the music from it. It was not everything. I mean, I did kind of supplement the pictures a little bit. But thank you for that. Everybody wishing Roderick a speedy recovery. I hope you didn't break anything, Roderick. Here's an E-Jet, American Eagle, going off to the land of Aguas Calientes in Mexico. You can see we do have some cloud cover tonight. It's a little not quite, I wouldn't say misty, but there's definitely some cloudiness in the air this evening. So there's one of the MD-11s. Here's the other one, as you can see, getting all loaded up. So hopefully we'll get to see one, if not both, of these fine tri-jets take to the skies this evening. And Wood Doctor hoping for a UPS heavy evening. Well, we hope so because, again, of our non-proximity to the aircraft as they take off and land. Landing is another thing entirely. I'll show you that in a minute for those of you who haven't been with us on a north flow reverse ops kind of stream. Meanwhile, let's see, until we get a big plane coming or going, let's see if we can get a little closer view in to that cargo loading action. Well, the door's open, but I don't see a lift over there. Roger Campbell with another $10 Canadian Super Chat. "Best to you, Walt and all. I only have bruises." Well, I'm so glad to hear that. Although bruises can be pretty painful too. Kevin says, "Good evening, Walt and everyone." Hello, Kevin. Theo Smaglick. "Hi, Walt. Happy plane spotting." And hello to everyone. M. Mick says, "Good evening again from G-Town. Temps much nicer since your last live stream." Happy to hear that. It's quite pleasant here tonight. The temperature here at the airport, 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the northeast at 11 miles an hour. Larry Hawkins says there was a UPS 747 that left about 6:20 bound for an almost at Louisville now. So well, maybe it'll come back. Probably not. But sorry we missed that one. Luke Lambert, greeting us from Grapevine, Texas, says, "Thanks for always doing a great job." Well, we'll see what happens. Chad Hart says, "Your voice is very calming." Thank you. Tex Speck says, "Hello, Walt and the Runway DFW family from down in Austin, Texas." Happy to see you here, Tex Speck. And Bill Caldham checking in from South Arkansas. Thanks for the stream. And our moderator Kai with a greeting for the some love for the MD-11. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to some action here, shall we? Looking to see if we got any heavies coming in. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. Well, we'll take another look at the plane taking off, shall we? This, I believe, is an E-jet. So we do get a nice long look at the planes as they go by. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when a plane lands. And that's always very interesting because we don't get to see very much of it. But there you see a beacon in the night coming to us from, what is this? Spirit, flight 1677, coming in from Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A320neo. Left LAX 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. It was about 45 minutes late in departing. But it's made up some time along the way. And it's coming in just a couple minutes early. Let's go in as tight as we can. As tight as we can go here with the digital zoom. So that's as close as we can bring you this landing. We'd love to be right up against to where the planes are landing and taking off, but and there is a place alongside the takeoff runway down there where we have operated from before, but we've been chased away enough times by the DFW gendarmes that I would hold out on doing that again until or unless we had a really special thing we had to show you and for us to kind of take a chance on it. Ascending Dragon 1, who we talked to last week at this time. Here in person, says Walt, while we normally tune in for the plane action, it is your mellifluous voice that keeps us coming back. Thomas Sieber says last night's flights were turned away from Oklahoma City because of fog, ended up heading to Dallas to land. German pilot Meinhardt celebrating 1 month as a Tri-Jet member of the channel. Love watching some Tri-Jets. The first flight of the MD-11 was on January 10th, 1990. Happy almost 35th birthday to the MD-11. And as we explain pretty much every time we're here, we are keen to check out the MDs whenever we can, because we know that we're not going to be seeing them for that much longer. I mean, both FedEx and UPS, the major operators of the MD-11 here in the USA, are phasing them out. Take a quick look at the shadowy silhouette of a Qatar Airways plane parked. Is it parked or is it moving? I guess it's still parked. And now we're going to check out a Sun Country Airlines plane. They kind of, you know, sometimes we see them and sometimes we don't here. This one's coming in from San Antonio. I don't know that that's a regular Sun Country destination, so maybe a charter. It's a 737-800. We're having a lot of problems with our... You can hear it in the background, the air traffic control, but our scanner just is not picking it up. So let's see if we can even identify the Sun Country livery as it makes the turn to go to the terminal here. Flight 8107 is this one, so yeah, I think it is it's a high flight number. I think it's probably a charter or a repositioning flight of some sort. Sun Country, of course, based in Minneapolis, St. Paul. And their usual routes from here include Minneapolis, Cancun. Where else do they go on a usual basis? Can't remember. So this shot is zoomed all the way in as far as we can go on this particular lens, and by energizing the digital zoom properties of this camera. Ascending Dragon 1 says they remote parked the Qatar and Qantas heavies in the de-ice pad to free up ramp space. And thank you for that, Ascending Dragon. Ascending Dragon is a American Eagle pilot, so he knows what he's talking about. All right, our next flight to depart is American Eagle 3518. And I'm looking for it now. I think I see about where it is. Eagle 3518 going to Bismarck. And you see the glowing towers of Cedar Hill, Texas. So I'll give you a little behind the scenes here. Here's the shot at maximum zoom of this particular lens. That's the maximum native zoom. And then to get that shot, we have to zoom in digitally twice to get in that far. So that's why we don't generally come here at night on a North Flow evening. I only did it tonight because, well, first of all, it wasn't supposed to be North Flow according to the weather forecast. And then they changed it on us, and I had done this earlier this week. Had a similar forecast for Tuesday when we were going to be out here at DFW, and then that day of, I saw that it was going to be North Flow, so I switched over to Love Field, where we get a little better view at night. Okay, so here I believe is the American Eagle flight to Bismarck. I do believe we are in receipt of some gifted memberships here at Runway DFW. I'm going to check that out momentarily. Let's take a look. Texas Girl, who last we heard from was about to go on a cruise, has gifted 10 Runway DFW memberships. Thank you so much, Texas Girl. So we welcome Eric, Jeffrey Boo, who's been a member before I recognize, The Lime, Aaron W., Fiberglass, Wes Buckles, Bradley Smith, Stacy L., Sharon, and at the Yorkshire Traveler as our newest members. Here's Cranky. So thank you again to Texas Girl. Hope you had a great cruise. If it's, assuming it's over by now, but maybe not. Maybe you're at sea. I don't know. Cranky OG757 says, good evening, everyone. Cranky OG, I hope your recovery is going well. When we last heard from him on Saturday, was it Saturday? No, it was on Tuesday night, sorry. On Tuesday night, he had just undergone cancer surgery, which he told us was successful. So, hope you're getting a lot of good rest, Cranky OG, and I hope this little interlude will help. Warren Rodriguez says, hi everyone from the East Coast. And I think we have here a United Express going to United Express Embraer 175, which destination unspecified. United Express operated by Mesa Airlines. Laurie Hawkins says, somewhere there in the UPS hub, I have a package headed my way to the southwest suburbs of Chicago now to see if they routed through Louisville or through Chicago Rockford International Airport, which would seem to be the logical choice. German pilot Meinhardt says, I miss the Lufthansa MD-11s. Luckily, I snapped a few pictures of them before they were retired. Yeah, that's part of why we are so focused in on those planes here, because they will be retired and we won't be seeing them anymore. And, you know, we're kind of preserving a bit of history for future generations who are tuning into YouTube. Hello, future generations here on YouTube. American Flight 2853 is off to Los Angeles. I believe. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Well, there it is. So that was Flight 2853, an Airbus A321 headed to LAX. Jackie Redmond says, I saw the UPS tri-jet fly over me yesterday during my walk. What did I see? I saw the Emirates 777 flying over me this morning when I was in Denton, Texas. I looked up in the sky and I saw it. I think it was just outside my car, and I looked up and it was flying about, 5,000 feet. It was pretty low. And that was a pretty cool sight to see. All right, so Texas Girl is in Fort Worth. So back from your cruise, and I hope there was no seasickness involved, certainly, and I hope it was just a great, great time. I think let me see if we can get this. I think we've lost sight of it. I believe this is a Southwest flight, Southwest airplane that's going on top of us through the clouds. I just can't get it in focus, can I? There it is. So we don't often see Southwest planes here on Runway DFW when we're at DFW Airport, but there is one of them. That was flight 165 off to Phoenix. 737-700, a type of a variant of the 737 family we don't often see here at DFW. This is flight 1737 American Airlines. 737-800. That aircraft off to Guatemala City in Central America. And our next departure is flight 3339. It'll be American Eagle Embraer 175 going to Lexington, Kentucky. Kevin says, Walt, can you catch some FedEx planes on the east side tonight? We aren't usually in a position to do that. I'll look out to see if we can catch any of them, but they're going to be, again, from quite a distance because they're taking off on the east side. And we don't get to see them actually take off, but we get to see them lift off from behind the terminal buildings. So we'll see if we can do that. I see a FedEx 777 is lit up on the radar over on the east side. Don't have a destination for that one. That would be a good one to catch. Nice big aircraft. So I think the flight to Lexington is on the move now. Indeed it is. There's that Qatar plane all lit up. had a little bit of excitement at the end of our Love Field stream on Tuesday night. We had a plane come in. Well, one plane which had declared an emergency went to another airport, and then a plane that declared was a level 2 emergency. I can't remember what it was called, but it apparently had some issue. It landed safely, but there were a lot of emergency vehicles along the runway, and when it stopped in the middle of the runway, it couldn't go any further. It needed a tow. I wasn't quite sure what the issue was with that. But everything was safe. That's the main part. We have American flight 3159 from San Francisco. About to arrive. It's an Airbus A321. It departed the city adjacent to the bay 2 hours and 39 minutes ago. I wonder we can't hear anything. My radio's not unsquelching.
American 546.
Oh, there it is. I know it's scratchy. Robert Miner says, "Hello." Hello, Robert. Sam Wilson says, "You can't see it, but a Martin Air Cessna just landed on 3-1 right." No, that's pretty far away from us. That's a couple of miles from where we are. But it probably will make its way over to where we are, so we might get a look at it. El Toro 66 says, "Hey, y'all." John Snyder Jr., channel member, says, "Looks like it might be hazy or foggy." And I would say that's an accurate assessment here on this Thursday night. Let's take a look at the West Tower here, which is the closer of the two operating towers, and it's a little indistinct. But a salute to all of our fine men and women of the air traffic control centers here and across the nation. Texas Girl says Liberia will arrive in 27 minutes. And Sam Wilson says the UPS 751 transponder is on. And that's a 767. We don't have a destination for that one. Let's see if we can find it for you. Reminder, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. We are coming to you live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. Walt is my name. Planes are my game. And we love to watch and talk about and celebrate aviation here at Runway DFW. So I think our outgoing flight is going to be backing out over here, I believe, because I don't see... Oh, wait a minute. And Kevin says 767 pushing back right now. Well, we'll bring it to you as soon as we see it on the move. Eric says in the last couple of weeks I've been gifted memberships to AVL, Only Planes Network, and now Runway DFW. I found Runway DFW from Aviation Videos Live, so got to watching AVL back in 2021 while working from home. Well, we're glad you found us, Eric, and we're glad you're a member of the channel. And Luke says, yeah, they're all great channels indeed. You know, anybody who goes out and does this, I think, is to be at least thanked. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that on my behalf, but just because, you know, there's a lot of work involved in it. And now we see the 767. It's coming from the back lot here. So that's it there. We'll see how it positions itself for departure.
Tower on boy 3560, visual 36 left.
Tower 3560, DFW Tower, expected tailwind till 1500 feet, wind 010 for 936 left, clear one.
Clear to land, 36 left, and we'll expect it. Thanks for the heads up on boy 356.
2635, comes hold position, cross for 936 right, Yankee, Pentagon, 125, that's up.
36, right, a Yankee will cross.
The Peacock A380 checking in with us from down under. Hello. Happy to see you here. Ayush Sharma says, hello, sir. I recently started watching your work. Amazing content. Keep it up. Thank you. Well, you don't have to be very formal with us here. No sirs. We're, you know, just Walt is good or hey you or whatever. So if we were in South Flow, this plane would be on a trajectory to go over the bridge to the west, to the east side of DFW, and I suspect that's what it's doing here, but I don't know that for sure. Doug Hewson, channel member, says, Tim at Sid Squad gave you a glowing mention earlier on their show. He digs your vibe. Well, thank you for letting me know that. Thank you to Tim. Those Sid Squad personnel, they just do a rollicking channel from Sydney and other airports. Always a good watch on Sid Squad.
Departure, good night, number 41.
Trident Ken says, nice big bird there. We should do this, our first of the evening.
1999.
That is a 20th century plane which we endeavor to honor whenever we can with the 20th century jingles. And UPS has a pretty wide variety of 767s, both old and almost brand new. Well, let's get back to the planes in action from our vantage point here at Founders Plaza at DFW International Airport. Catch this one as it's lifting off. So as they say in the disc jockey business, let me back announce that one for you. That was American Flight 3059 off to Phoenix in Airbus A321. Righty then. Okay, it looks like we've got Volaris Flight 801 going off to Mexico City. It'll be an Airbus A320. Getting ready to take off. Gavin Hamilton says, what's tonight's giveaway for caller number 10? Well, we don't have any giveaways here, sorry. Well, there's the Volaris plane. I was looking at the wrong one.
Cross 36 right, Whiskey Juliet, ground 685, envoy 3560.
It's nice that the atmosphere has a little texture to it tonight. You readjust our secondary camera here. Gavin Hamilton with some good news, because he had some bad news earlier owing on account of a fall. He says, we finally got the car back. Transmission is a dream. Well, that is great to hear. You want to have a reliable vehicle when you're in cold, cold weather. Well, you want it anytime, anywhere you are, but
Away 36 right, American 1242.
all right. It looks like the UPS cargo plane is in position to take off. Meanwhile, this Martinair Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master coming in from Abilene, Texas. Ah.
Departure C and Convoy 3526.
1988.
So that was the Martinair cargo plane, a 1988 vintage. Now I heard the line up and wait for the UPS 767. I believe it's coming into our site there. There it is. Once again, don't have a destination for this one. Always a good bet to say it's going to Louisville, but we don't know that for sure. It's flight 751 if anybody wants to look it up.
Good night, American 1242.
All right, here goes 767 off to parts unknown on Runway DFW after dark. So glad you could be with us tonight. American Airlines Flight 576 is next in line for taking off. As we thank Anna the Dispatcher for a $5 super chat. Tonight at just after midnight Central, Ascending Dragon 1 and hers 5th anniversary. Aw, how romantic.
Hey, we got a tail line right now with turn land 36 left. We'll let you know, American 3170.
And did I miss this one? Oh, here we go. So Anna the Dispatcher and Ascending Dragon 1, we celebrate with you on your anniversary. We welcome Danny Jackson, a new member in the Trijet category. Thank you, Danny. Happy to have you on board. We have a United Max 8 going to the city adjacent to the bay, San Francisco, and that is our next departure for you all here on Runway DFW. Let's switch over now. There it is. Emertus with a $2 super chat. Any long haul flights? Emery, we should have the standard. Well, let's see. I'm gonna have to double check. I don't know if we get Fiji going out tonight. We should get Qantas going to Sydney tonight. Check with our friends at Jet Tip, see what they've got to say. Turkish is going out at about 8:30. Well, it should be going out about right now, and Iberia should be coming in from Madrid.
Visual approach runway 36 left.
Turkish may go out on the east side, as it often does. In about an hour from now, we've got an American 777 coming in from Buenos Aires. Is that Buenos Aires? And
3752, go ahead, sorry.
So we've got a FedEx MD-11 at 10:30 going out to Chicago Rockford International Airport.
6 right and pointing to American 31.
Oh, we've got another one going out at 9:25. So about an hour from now, if you can hang out, we've got an MD-11 scheduled to go out to Louisville, the world port. So that's good. I don't see any 747s, however, on our manifest. Although I do see an unknown aircraft type going to Anchorage at 8:42. But that's not showing up on Flight Radar 24, so, well, I don't know. We are still waiting for United Flight 317 to San Francisco. They're in the center of your screen. What's happened? Did we lose our picture there for a moment?
Convoy 3752 going around, runway 36 left.
We have a going around here.
Alright, 3000 runway heading, Envoy 3752.
It's American Flight 3752 from Springfield. American Eagle Flight 3752. It's going around. Don't know why, but the pilot informed the tower, it seems. That's how I heard it. So this will fly pretty much over us, I think.
3752, flight heading 340 and 3000.
340 heading 3000 feet, Envoy 3752.
No panic there.
Runway 3752 is going to take departure on 118.1 DFW.
18-1 Envoy 3752, see ya.
That's the limit of my tripod ability there. All right, so we get a little go around. Once again, that was American Eagle 3752 coming in from Springfield. That would be an Embraer 175. Now back to this United plane, which still has not taken off for San Francisco. Allie French with a question for Josh Aldrich, which I'll chime in and answer it if I can. Does DFW have an Amazon hub with aircraft? And yes, they do, but it's over at Alliance Airport, which is about 10 or 15 miles to the west of here. We've never done a show from Alliance. They don't have enough traffic, in my judgment, for us to do a live show. There'd be some big gaps between planes, I think, most of the time. It's mostly cargo. It does some corporate jet action over there, and also I think there's like some painting and repair facilities over at Alliance, and so they do get some interesting aircraft every now and then. I think I saw some pictures of a TUI plane coming and going from there a couple of weeks ago. Not a plane you see over here on this side of the pond. Ascending Dragon 1 says Envoy, talking about that go-around, isn't panicked. He's pissed. A long day just got longer. And yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the passengers aren't happy either, but you know, the main thing is that everybody's safe and there's no problems. I didn't see what could have been behind that go around. It could be that the plane that came in just before it was a little slow to get off the runway. That's often why that happens, but the pilot may have seen something, had some anomaly, or you know, a wind that wasn't expected, or you know, whatever. So I believe the United plane is now clear for takeoff, which is that there in the center of your screen with the blue tail, or maybe, no, it could be the American Airlines Airbus A319 that's passing in front of it there. That is off to Buffalo, is it?
Hello, Tower, 0363 Heavy, 5 miles for 367.
It's off to Bakersfield. And you may have heard the word heavy pop up there. We've got Iberia flight 363 from Madrid, second in line to land, so we'll take a look at that when that occurs. Meanwhile, we will check out this Eagle flight to Nashville on runway DFW after dark. Just after 8:30 in the Central Time Zone. So obviously our images of the planes taking off are a little better, or a lot better tonight than our view of the landings. That's just the way it is when there's north flow involved.
Echo 2 on the way.
So here comes Iberia, flight 363. It's an Airbus A330-300 from Madrid in España. This left the Iberian continent or the Iberian Peninsula, I should say, at 11 hours and 14 minutes ago.
Iberia 0363, turn right at Echo 2, cross runway 36 right at Whiskey Kilo, contact ground point 85, what up?
Iberia 0363, leaving the runway Echo 2, will cross 36 right at Whiskey Kilo, on the other side 121.85.
Okay.
DFW Tower Envoy 3752, visual approach, runway 36 left.
Runway 3752, DFW Tower, good evening. Constellate turbulence, the heavy Airbus 330 is rolling out. Wind 360 at 13, gust 28, runway 36 left. Good one.
Runway 36 left, clear land, Envoy 3752.
So, bienvenidos a America. Robert Miner says, Fiji departing at 9:55 on Flight Radar 24. Thank you, Robert Miner. We'll be on the lookout for that. Meanwhile, there's another
DFW Tower Envoy 3434, visual 36 left.
UPS plane getting pushed back here.
At 15, runway 36 left, good one.
It has two engines.
Envoy 3434.
This is flight 5780. This is an Airbus A300. We can tell you that it's a 21-year-old plane. We cannot tell you where it's off to tonight. Jennifer Rutherford, thank you for a $2 super chat. Still traumatized by my go-around in Paris last year. I remember you recounting that story to us. Ascending Dragon, who again is a American Eagle pilot, says usually the spacing between the planes is inadequate and the aircraft that just landed rolls out too long, and if that happens you really don't have a choice but to go around. And the random spotter says those go-arounds can be a bit spooky. I don't think I've never been on a go-around, at least that I can remember. Now here's an interesting insight from Ascending Dragon 1. From a technical point of view, we always fly approaches as if we're going to go around. And that way, when we do, we're not really caught off guard. That makes perfect sense. And Random Spotter says, only once in all my flying have I had a go around. Probably just jinxed myself now. Jeffrey Boo, who's gotten himself a new membership thanks to Texas Girl, says, I've been on a go around twice, once in Atlanta and once in Zurich, Switzerland. RJPO1 says, been on a couple of go-rounds, one being because the air conditioning had hydraulic failure. Oof. Jim Rockford and his files checking in from the city of New Orleans. And Crackers2549 is our newest subscriber. Welcome to you. Patrick Halsey went around twice in New York. Getting everybody's go-around stories tonight. And finally, that United plane, which was waiting on the tarmac for a while, has finally gotten off the ground to San Francisco. Caught it going into the cloud. Well, I think it's going behind a sign, technically. We have some emergency vehicles going out at this time. And again, as we always say, this is probably not aircraft related. It's probably just in support of somebody who's had some difficulty, or car fire or an accident or something like that. We actually got to see crash trucks. I saw them. It was the first time I'd ever seen them at Love Field on Tuesday night, as we were talking earlier. There in the foreground, there's that A300 going out in the foreground. Martinair, Cessna 208B Supercargo Master.
$19.96.
So we welcome another 20th century aircraft to our broadcast tonight. We do not have the origination point for this plane. Tex Spec says, hey LAX, we have our own marine layer. Is this another go-around? I think it is, but I can't. It got out of our sights. It was American Flight 3568 coming in from San Antonio. Just flew over us. It either elected not to land or was instructed not to land. I don't know which it was. Eric, channel member, says been following that UPS flight to nowhere, the one we didn't know where it was off to. It's a flight over Oklahoma, heading at compass heading 60. So Shadow Dragon says DFW is cool. I like it. I'm glad I'm within a driving distance of this airport. It's not exactly close to where I live. I live about an hour's drive when there's no traffic. Can be more when there is. See a flashlight there in the lower right hand corner of your screen. There's an inspection going on of the tri-jet, it looks like. A pre-flight check. Say hello to our cargo crew in there tonight. We have some friends over there at UPS. They like to wave at us, so if they're watching, now's your chance. Rebecca wants to know, was asking what happened when the fire truck drove by. So what happened, or were they just checking the runway? We see, usually on every broadcast, we will see a fire truck and an ambulance dispatched. And it's usually, I would imagine, a fairly routine thing. Now when I say routine, I mean it could involve somebody getting hurt, or it could be a small fire or something, but I have not an aircraft emergency, however. So hello to all the hard-working folks over there at UPS. Get as many of them in the shot as we can. That's the belly of one of the two MD-11s, which is parked over there. I see Qantas Flight 8, which is off to Sydney. And it should be headed on down to the bottom end of 31 left, or 31 right, I should say, for takeoff. Down under, so we'll be bringing that to you. That's a Dreamliner Dash 9. Also, Turkish Flight 192 is now headed over the bridge to the east side. It will be taking off from there to Istanbul. We'll see if we can catch that as it rises into the sky. Scooting past us here very rapidly is another Super Cargo Master. And you know, we're going to quickly go up in the sky here for this A300 dispatch. And you didn't see it because I didn't push the button, so my apologies for that. You heard it. You didn't see it. Okay, so what I was going to do is, and as you can see on that MD-11 across the way from it, they've now closed the cargo bay door. So I'm going to switch over to the other one where they're still loading, and as I play you just a bit of musical accompaniment, I'm going to go get a little heavier hoodie to put on. I'll be right back on Runway DFW. All right, I am back. Well, we'll give you this little reminder while we're at it. You're watching Runway DFW After Dark here on YouTube. Tony wants to know, can we see the planes landing and taking off? Well, if you've been with us earlier, you'll know that we don't get a very good shot of the planes landing from our position because they're just too far away when we have north flow as we do today. There's the constellation of three planes which are coming in for a landing. We'll watch some planes taking off here. We're going to try to peek in on Turkish Flight 192, a Dreamliner going to Istanbul, which should be departurating soon from the east side of the airport. And Tech Spec says disco lives on Runway DFW. I am not embarrassed to say that I love disco music. I don't dance at all, but I really like the disco sound, so you'll hear it occasionally here on Runway DFW. Ascending Dragon 1 says the cargo loading theme from Runway DFW. Okay, so you want to see a plane land. We'll show you that. This will be American Eagle Flight 3950 from Bentonville, Arkansas. And once again, because of the north flow, these planes are landing about, I'm going to say about 2 miles away from our viewpoint here at night at Founders Plaza, which is on. So the planes are coming in from the south and landing on the south end of the runway. We are all the way at the north end of runway 13 left. So they rarely come all the way down here and see us. They make a turn. It's a pretty long runway, so they'll, in most cases, make a turn off to get out of the way of the next plane coming in. However, we've got Qantas Flight 8 lining up now. There's a Dreamliner going to Sydney. And we do like to see that one. So let's bring you that now. There it is. Cody Osborne is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Cody.
Alright, Echo 2, taxi Echo, hold short on.
And Ascending Dragon 1, I did not rock a white disco suit. You probably have me confused with John Travolta. Well, we missed Turkish taking off from the east side. It's already up in the air, and I don't even see it. I think the ceiling is such that maybe we don't get a very good look at it. So once again, Qantas Flight 8, Dreamliner Dash 9. Headed down under to Sydney. 8,500-mile trip, which takes about 16 and a half hours. Rohit Parkal says, Walt also rocked Charleston. I think somebody may be alluding to my advanced age. Now, is that polite? All right, here we go. I think we're just about off to the land down under. Safe travels to Sydney. I believe we're getting a little closer to this MD-11 pushing back. Looks like the cockpit is occupado. And somewhere back there behind all those ground vehicles, I believe the tug is either hooked up or being hooked up. Arf says, did you catch the A321 go around from Mexico? We've had there were two go arounds. I didn't identify one from Mexico, but that would be three. We saw one clearly going around. We heard another one. We couldn't get you the image of it because it was too far up in the sky for our camera. Hunter Pyle says, what kind of a plane is this? This is the MD-11, one of the few remaining tri-jets flying around. If you're talking about this one. The Qantas flight was a 7879 Dreamliner. Let us now check out the aviation stylings of American Flight 1798. It is on its way to San Diego. It's an Airbus A321 for you here on Runway DFW. 9 o'clock straight up here in the central time zone of the USA. And if things look a little cattywampus tonight, it's because we are in reverse ops here at DFW Airport. The prevailing wind is from the south, and that's, I would say, probably 70% of the time. Tonight the wind's out of the north, as it is more often in the winter here than in the summer. That picture seems to be breaking up a little bit. Let me see if I can make an adjustment there on that camera. Because I don't know why it would be doing that.
American 1242, clear takeoff, 36 right, for 6.
You know, make a little adjustment, see if that helps out. Texas Girl says it sure is nice outside. It certainly is. Emery Yurt just says, where is this jet going to? You know, I'm sorry, Emery, because there's a delay on our... from the time you see the picture to the time I get your message, there's often a delay. The last flight we saw taking off was Flight 1798 to San Diego, California, an Airbus A321. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you again for that very kind super chat. Let us peer into the cockpit of this MD-11. I see some activity in there. Vedant Pathak says it's quite windy today at Founders Plaza. Salute to me for giving us all an amazing aviation show. It's not that windy. It's 11. The wind out of the north-northeast at 11 miles an hour, which is fairly tame. And Skittles says that is the best shot. Well, thank you. I don't think I can get in any closer than that, unless I do something like this. Let's see here. If I replicate that image, let's see if I do this, and then I hit this button, it gets us a little closer. So hello in there, people of aviation. Beatmaker50 is our newest subscriber. We appreciate your taking the time to hit that button. Rohit Parkal says, Walt, I will be coming back to DFW next week for 2 days. I'll email you my flight itinerary. I will be on the lookout for that. Rohit, thank you for that. Anna says the pilots are going through the before start checklists. So that's what's going on up there in the cockpit. I have now turned on the marker lights on the wings, so this should be headed out the door pretty soon. Here is our good friend of the channel, moderator, and Quadjet channel member, O'Malley. Hello, O'Malley. Always good to see you here amongst us. See, the wind is picking up a little bit. It's doing a little vibration on our tripod, which is only accentuated when we go in further. As Anna tells us, they're programming the flight management system. Farida Bed, up there in Cleveburg, says, hello there, Walt. Hope you're doing well. Yes. Runway DFW. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. I need to get my sign back. Oh, it's pushing back. What do you got? And we've lost our camera one. Well, this is interesting. Okay.
Wait less time or make more turns? What do you want to do? Wait less time, American 1228. American 1228, hold short of 36 right at Whiskey Juliet now. Bueno, hold short 36 right at Whiskey Juliet, American 1228. American 2707, Houston 70, 36 right, last wait, sign up the problem. 36 right, last wait, American 2707. American 2024, traffic built into position, Whiskey Juliet. Whiskey Kilo, approximately 36 right, enter ground 25. Whiskey Kilo, approximately 36 right. American 1220 to Whiskey Juliet, cross 36 right, left turn, Fox 5, under Navy Bridge, enter ground 25. Clear cross 36 right, Whiskey Juliet, left on Fox right, on Yankee, and 65 on the bridge, American 1220 connect. 457, cross 36 right, enter ground 65, on contact.
Super 80 Adrian is checking in. Good evening to you. Glad you could be here to catch the pushback of one of two MD-80s, or MD-11s, sorry, that are here tonight. So you're looking at 31-year-old aircraft. It'll celebrate its 32nd anniversary in July. And there in the background you see an incoming flight arriving from Phoenix, American Flight 3009. And yes, we are missing some narrow body planes taking off. If we get any wide bodies, we'll be sure to cut away for those. Scanning the skies right now for any 747s that might possibly be on their way here. I am not seeing any. I think we're going to be queen free here tonight, unless there's one tucked away back there that will be taking off. No question that this is an iconic aircraft.
Rebound, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff, American 861. Runway 37, runway 36 right, runway 36 right, final way, Corpus, Vegas, please be on.
Beatmaker 50, a fan of the three-holers. In the background, American Flight 2659 arriving from Santa Ana, California. Kevin says FedEx Flight 1201 is on the move. And once again, we don't have a very good shot of it from here. Well, we don't have any kind of a shot of it from here. There's the other MD-11, which is still got its cargo door agape. So I'm looking at flight radar at the FedEx 767 on its way to Memphis. Carolyn Crowder says, good evening to me and all the Runway DFW family. Thank you, Carolyn. Sour Grapes noting the tilt on the back engine, engine number 2. Veronica Peters, a fan of the MD-11. And we'll be looking for the MD-11 to take off, hopefully, from over here on this side. It looks like it's, well, we don't know yet. We'll find out soon enough.
Echo 2, Echo Whiskey Juliet, Old Short 36 right, 6245, RDX D-line 36 right,
got a Frontier plane taking off for Las Vegas. Where is it? There it is. Do a bit of back announcing on that one as an Airbus A321neo off to Las Vegas with the Mexican spotted owl on the tail. I don't know if you could catch that or not. Little CRJ aircraft lifting off. once again, we come to you. Well, let me first tell you that the aircraft we saw taking off was Flight 6245, American Eagle to Houston, Texas, CRJ 701ER. FedEx Flight 1201 to Memphis 767 is now approaching the takeoff location on the on the east side of the airport. Got one or two planes ahead of it. That was American 348 to Santa Ana, California, max 8. Okay, so now, let's see. We're going to try to bring you the FedEx 1201 takeoff. So stand by for that. Sour Grape says MD-11s have the best tail by far, except for the sharp angle of the 747. Well, you know, if you, in the battle of the commercial tri-jets, I always favored the look of the Lockheed L-1011. I just thought it looked neater than having that tail stuck on the back of the tail fin. Just my personal opinion. It's an E-jet off to Brownsville, Texas. More specifically, American Eagle 3412 and Embraer 175. So that FedEx flight should be getting close to taking off. For right now, let's look down here. See all those flashing red lights? That is the construction zone for the new Terminal F here at DFW Airport. It'll be built, it is under construction now, just to the south of Terminal D, the international terminal. And we won't probably see any planes going in and out of there for another couple of years, but it's on the way. Woot Doctor says, looks like UPS 2752, the MD-11 may do a taxiway B intersection takeoff from 36 right. The MD is, we kind of lost track of that, didn't we? where is our 3-engined aircraft? So I don't mean to be kind of scooting around like this. Well, I don't see it right now. It's down there somewhere. Oh, it's taking off. Hold on.
Right, over to ground, point 5, American 2405.
Well, that was quite glorious. So yeah, it took off from it took off from 36 right.
For American 2628 miles away, 36 right.
See, we've got a UPS Airbus A306, which is now backing out right next door to the one, right next door to that MD-11. This plane going to Ontario, California. It's a 22-year-old A300. I think we just had another go-around. You can hear it up above us. Wasn't able to bring it to you, but it was American Eagle Flight 6296 coming in from Lawton, Oklahoma. The CRJ 701ER. So I think that is our fourth? We haven't. I think we only caught one of them in the act, but I think it's the fourth one we've been here for. And now that FedEx Heavy is taking off from the east side, so we're scanning the skies to bring that to you. I don't know where to look for it, but we'll know it when we see it. I believe we found that being headed off to Memphis.
American 20.
right, an action-packed evening here at DFW International Airport. Just joining us, now we're starting our, starting our third hour here on Runway DFW. And yes, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. We come to you from the friendly confines of DFW Founders Plaza on the northwest side of this massive aviation complex. My name is Walt, and we'll be here with you for about another hour or so, bringing you as much action as we can squeeze in to this YouTube channel.
Runway DFW After dark.
So now we got another A300 on the move. Entering that shot there momentarily, I do believe.
American 1946, right, Echo 2, then hold short of runway 36 right, over Kilo. Yeah, right, right, right.
Danny Jackson, thank you for that $2 super chat. Much appreciated.
Alright, after the 160 runway, we're going to go with Tulsa, George Bush, somewhere in Mexico, somewhere in California, think of the name of it, SMS, and then
Quadjet member Patrick Wooders is here. Good morning, Walton, everyone. Just a short sign-on, looking from the Lurker Lounge for a short time. Nearly time for me to go to sleep. Have a wonderful stream. Thank you, Patrick. Good to see you.
1946 with Kilo across 36 right, on the ground 25, eh? Kilo across 36 right, across 36 right, on the ground
once again, my breath is taken away by our channel sponsor, James Webb, with a $200 super chat for Runway DFW. James, thank you so much for that. Happy to see you here. And got to give James Webb credit for our cameras that we use.
American 2303, RF to G-Line, runway 36 right, close to
Yes, he is a sponsor of the channel.
American 21, DFW Charles, greetings, runway 36 right, out of port. 36 right, out of port.
And you know, that kind of reminds me, we should probably take this opportunity to share with you the names of all the folks who are kind enough to be members of the channel. As you see another plane getting pushed back there. So anyway, we would like to thank James Webb for being our official channel sponsor. All kudos to James Webb. We do have a lot of other people to thank, though, including our Quad Jet channel members whose names are about to be rattled off here. This list was compiled at 11 a.m. this morning, so if you've become a member since then, look for your name on an upcoming broadcast. So here we go. Quad Jet channel members include Airplanes Frankfurt, Alan J., Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew, Bev A., Cranky OG757, Cubs Win, Deborah Klein, Dwayne C., James Webb, there's that name again, Josh Aldrich, Kirby Brooks Sr., KS Avgeek, Lori M., Michael Flannery, Michelle R.S., Mike G., Netgear, Network, Patrick Wooters, Pete Nordine, Raina Taylor, S35 Bonanza Pilot, Sarah the Real Deal, Skittles, I thought I saw Skittles in there, hello Skittles, Steve Lundaby, Stuart Kircher, TNT, oh my, Want to Get Up, Go Ahead, and Will Hutchison. Those are our Quad Jet channel members. Thanks to each of you, and thanks to each of our members who will now be enumerated in the Tri-Jet and Twin Jet categories here at Runway DFW. Thanks to each of you as well. The Peacock Ace 380 says the 600mm lens is a winner. It is indeed, especially when we're in North Flow and everything's far away. Get back to the action here. You heard a plane taking off. They're taking off one right after the other on 36 right. That was American 1536 off to Sacramento, California, Airbus A321.
Envoy 3730, depot tower on 36 right, line up and wait. Back on the way now, Envoy 3730. EPS 761 heavy, DFW chart Alpha 5.36 left, hold short, runway 36 right. Alpha 3536 left, hold short.
And Josh Aldrich with a thanks to everyone who supports Runway DFW. And that includes whether you're watching or liking or subscribing or being a member. All those things count, and thank you for hanging out with us here.
American 2533, trust fully position.
American Eagle 4961 off to Stillwater, Oklahoma. CRJ 701ER.
Skyward 4961, high code today.
Josh Aldrich headed to bed. Josh, thank you so much for being one. There goes a Martinair Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master. And that plane is on a short hop over to Addison Airport here in North Texas. Losing that camera. I'm going to reboot this camera. See, I don't know what's going on here. You know, sometimes you reboot and that does the trick. Or maybe I just need to get a new cable. Well, we'll give it a try. That was American Flight 2079 headed to Phoenix, Arizona.
GPS 761 heavy, runway 36 right at Alpha.
I think we're about to see one of the UPS heavy jets getting ready to take off. Flight 761 to Ontario, California is what you see there. Once again, that's an Airbus A300.
Departure good, non-American 833.
GPS 761 heavy, R9 G-line, 36 right at Alpha,
Kiwi Whisper says, good evening, Walt. Make the most of the warmer weather. You know, I kind of wish I had been here last night because it was a really warm night here yesterday. All right, looks like Flight 761 to Ontario, California. The UPS A300 is now revving up. For takeoff to the Golden State.
UPS 761 heading high departure.
Better picture on our second camera, don't we? Well, our remaining MD-11 is still in the house.
UPS 767 heading high. How much of a pain would it be for you to get numbers from 36 left at Alpha? They're going to run inspection on 36 right. Field Planet, plane 36 left on the trail, Bravo for the first, hold on later.
Peacock A380 says the weather has warmed up as Tate, who is his partner, flew in to DFW this morning. Tate is a flight attendant on Qantas, and he'll fly out Saturday evening. Well, I hope Tate enjoys his sojourn here in North Texas. Eric says temps are going to get back to, quote, normal for winter by Sunday. So, yeah, we're enjoying this while we can. R. Cotton says, great show, Walt. Watching from Flower Mound, which is a suburb of North Texas, suburb of Dallas. Planes pass over our house a couple of minutes after seeing them take off on your broadcast. They should be pretty high up in the sky by the time they get to Flower Mound, I would hope. Somewhere down there. Probably see that Super Cargo Master, which is on a short hop over to Addison Airport in North Texas. It looks like it's going over to the east side for takeoff, which kind of makes sense. Meanwhile, and I always appreciate this, UPS flight, where is it? Where are you? There's a UPS plane down there somewhere. Is it way over here? Oh, there it is. I thought I heard the pilot asking if they could take off from 36 left. But at any rate, that is a 767. And that's almost a new 767, dating back to October of 2023. That's it there in the center of your shot. It's a little hard to see. But the thing I like about it is that UPS has christened it with flight number 767. So it's a 767, which is flight 767. Now see, somebody's on the ball there at the old UPS. What chaps my hide is when you get flight 767 and it's a different type of aircraft. That should be verboten. You're seeing an American Airlines Airbus A321 in the foreground there. So I guess we'll keep our eye on the 767. And we've come to the end of our credits. So thanks again to all of our channel members. Plane moving? Yes, that plane is moving. A little bit before 10 o'clock, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. I am Walt. You are you. So here we go with a pretty new 767 taking off. Trident Ken, I would like to say thank you and welcome you to the quad jet section of Runway DFW. Thank you, Trident Ken. Regrettably, I don't think we're going to see any quad jets tonight in person. Our next broadcast is tentatively scheduled for Saturday. I haven't looked at the forecast yet.
UPS 767, heavy back first station.
Well, the trajectory of that plane took it out of the range of our tripod tilt. That doesn't happen too often. I see American Flight 7 on the radar. It is a Dash 9 Dreamliner going to Brisbane, Australia. And we'll see that take off over our heads here. Pardon?
I was just curious, if you don't mind.
Not at all. I am doing a live stream on YouTube right now. Our channel is Runway DFW.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So check it out. Thank you. So yes, American Flight 7 to Brisbane is on the move. Let's see if we can find that here. Well, it's kind of indistinct there, but it's that flashy plane there on the moving toward the center of your screen. Pretty dark down there, but we'll get a better look at it as it lifts off into the night sky. UP Foamer says, I'm late again. Oh, don't worry about it. Happy to have you here with us. Nick Johnson, channel member, is Boeing still making 767s for passenger travel? And regrettably, the answer is no on that count. Our channel member, Grumpy Forrester, has gifted a Runway DFW membership. Thank you, Grumpy Forrester, and welcome Richard Leopold for becoming a new member of the channel. Got a lot of new members tonight. Our friend Texas Girl was kind enough to gift 10 memberships earlier in the broadcast. And so we're looking now at flight number 7 there on the left side of your screen. It's trundling down to the end of runway 36 right for takeoff to Brisbane, America's longest distance flight from here at DFW. 8,303 miles with an average flight time of almost 16 hours. Oof. Alright, I think Flight 7 should be about ready for takeoff. Man 3880 says, I'm fascinated by the whole weight and balance process for the freighters. Do you put the car parts in the front, or do you put the shipment of teddy bears? LOL. Flight 7 ready for its trip down under to Brisbane. Welcome Jessica T, our newest subscriber. Wind picking up out of the north here. Last time we checked, 11 miles an hour out of the northeast. Channel member Eric heading out for the evening. Good night, be safe, Walt. There's a CRJ taking off just short of 11. Flight number 6332. I don't know. We try to be out of here by 10:30, or we try to complete our broadcast by 10:30. We stay on after that for chat stravaganza. But the reason is they turn on sprinklers here about 11 o'clock on many nights, and I don't want to get caught in that. Want to get up, go ahead, says that flight to Brisbane will be over my house about 45 minutes after takeoff. And thank you for your quad jet membership. Want to get up, go ahead. Gavin Hamilton says 16 hours of chicken or pasta, some type of egg for breakfast, and a pizza pie. Yay, economy cuisine. Ben G is a new subscriber. Thank you, Ben G. And just for your edification, a subscription to Runway DFW is free, and it will give you entree into the chat room. So you can look at the chat, but you can't participate unless you're a Runway DFW subscriber. So give it some thought. We'd love to have you in the chat, whether you're participating or lurking. Uncle Plane Guy says, Walt, the FedEx 777 is heading to me and I'm not feeling well. Can I get a get well from you? I sure can. Get well, Uncle Plane Guy, up there in Indianapolis. Indianapolis holds a special place in my heart as I lived and worked there for about 10 years altogether. And by the way, the other MD-11 is now pushing back. So we'll focus in on that as soon as we see the flight to Brisbane take off, which is still not taking off, is it? So we're going to try a smoky start. A little bit of a smoky start to this one. Sure, I'm hearing some traffic which indicates that maybe this plane is not going to be taking off immediately. Which would account for it not taking off. FD Perfect 3, if I read that correctly, is our newest subscriber. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir, we're ready to go.
Roberta Gomez has favored us with a $20 super chat. I like your After Dark stream. Well, that's a very nice way to say thank you, and I certainly do appreciate it. Thank you, Roberta. And there's our automated acknowledgement in case I somehow miss it. So I don't know what's going on with the obviously when you've got a flight that's going for almost 16 hours, you want to make sure that everything is checked off and everything is good to go, and in this case, maybe the flight, well, here it's on the move now. I think we're off to Brisbane now. It's a Dash 9 Dreamliner. safe travels on that long, long journey. Russell, channel member, says, I'm late to the party. Has it been discussed that both UAL 757 Her Art Now planes were flown to Fort Worth Airport today for repainting? I have not heard that, no. That is very interesting.
26 clean, are now to half full, only 36 right, clip takeoff.
I'm not the half full, only 36 right, clip takeoff.
Record 2972 to tell you the Cyber Charter Company is only 36 right, minus only.
You know what I missed earlier, and I very much apologize for this. Our friend Kevin at Wellington Flights Live, a 21-month anniversary salute. I must be a Runway DFW lifer, he says. So, I'm very sorry if I missed that, or that I did miss that earlier. Hopefully I've made up for it now. If you haven't checked out the Wellington Flights Live content, be sure you do. It's fantastic. So if we can't get you a 747 tonight, at least we got you a couple of MD-11s. A fan favorite. Don't have a destination on this particular aircraft. Fiji Airways Flight 891 to Nadi. It's an Airbus A350-900, and it is now on its way to takeoff position. So I think before this tri-jet takes off, we'll see the big A350 launch into the night sky on Runway DFW.
Fiji 91 Heavy River.
Brian Krosno says, hey Walt, I flew into DFW yesterday. Well, I certainly hope you had a uneventful trip and everything turned out a-okay. Ben O says, I'm new here. I work for UPS. I've been here for 25 years. Great view. Thank you. Boy, I bet you have some stories to tell. Insofar as aircraft and things you've seen. I'm going to zero in now, well, as best we can. It's pretty far away on the Fiji Airways flight. That is it there in the center of your screen with the background of the lights of Cedar Hill, Texas, where all the big transmission towers are for the local TV and radio stations. Beto Pasilio checking in from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hello, Beto. Peacock A380 referring back to the MD-11 says it's got a maximum payload of 200,151 pounds. A large all-cargo aircraft designed to transport large volumes of freight over long distances. Of course, a lot of the, or some of the UPS planes were originally configured for passenger operation. I don't know about this one. I'd have to look it up. And of course, we're not looking at it right now, but the one we just saw pull out. But if somebody wants to look up the N number on that one, it's N274UP. I think airfleets.net is where I usually check in on that. Well, here goes the Fiji Airways plane on its long flight to the South Pacific. It's a nice looking livery. Another UPS pushback. It's a 767, flight 793. So we salute our UPS ground crews over there, moving these planes in and out, well, mostly out in the evening. Rogue Jeff 1. I haven't heard this suggestion before. With the recent merger of Alaska and Hawaiian Airlines, shouldn't they change their name to something like 4950 Airlines? The two new estates, 4950, right? Yeah, why not? John Curran watching at home from Cedar Hill. Heard the shout at the tower lights. It's how we know we're close to home when we can see them flashing in the distance. You know, the Cedar Hill Tower is about 25 miles from where we are standing. They look a lot closer at night, on a clear night. I'm going to be switching over momentarily to the MD-11 flight, heading to who knows where. Flight 753. Taylor, a new subscriber. Thank you, Taylor. My wife's a big fan.
UPS 763 heading to takeoff with the runway approximately 36 left, runway 36 right, final point.
About 36 left, line up and wait, 36 right, next to the runway.
Gavin Hamilton says, I just found... Uh-oh. Lost our camera again. I just found Fiji from Charlotte via Fiji Airways out of DFW for $820 round trip. Don't tempt me. Does sound tempting, doesn't it? Okay, I think the MD-11 is now moving into position. Hopefully this camera feed will hold out. I hope.
So 21 taxi Foxtrot, then Yankee, kind of around 0.65 on the Yankee bridge.
There is the distinctive silhouette. And if it makes a left turn here, we'll be lucky enough to see it taking off right over our heads, or a reasonable facsimile thereof.
UPX 753 heavy, R now to Haskell, runway 36 right, so takeoff.
Another Haskell, so takeoff 36 right, yes, 7.
All right, we got a tri-jet about to take to the skies here, the second of our evening presentation. Did my best to follow that for about 180 degrees. So Brian says the that MD-11 headed to Chicago Rockford International Airport, and this plane to Louisville. I think this will probably be our last plane of the evening. Desi Guy 22 says, hello, Walt, did you get a new lens? It's looking great and clear from far off. Well, it has to do... No, this is not a new lens, but we don't use it on every broadcast. We don't use it on our daytime broadcast because it doesn't zoom in quite as much as we would wish for it to. So we don't generally use it on the daytime broadcast. Sarah Deal is here with us, celebrating that tri-jet takeoff. Sarah, you're up late this evening, assuming you're in the Eastern time zone of the USA. Just Plains Crazy has gifted a Runway DFW membership. Thank you, JPC. And the recipient is Edward Richardson. So I'm sure Edward thanks you, and I thank you for that kindness. So once again, this is a UPS 767, which we are informed is going to Louisville, the World Port in Louisville. So there's, let's see here. Sarah Deal says, yes, Walt, she is in the Eastern time zone. We assume the Boston area. It's always good to see Sarah here with us, either in person, as she has been for three different times, and also with us for many, if not most, of our live broadcasts. There's a look to the east. You can see the East Control Tower, and the can't really see the, well, we'll give you a little better look at it with camera 1 here. There's the East Control Tower with the Bank of America Tower outlined in green there on the right of the screen. That's the tallest building in downtown Dallas. Get a little better look at the skyline of Dallas when we're at Love Field. Although on Tuesday night when we were at Love Field, it was a little hazy that night. In fact, by the time we were packing up, we could almost no longer see the downtown buildings. It was getting a little, the ceiling was falling on us that night. Randy S. says, hey Walton, everyone. Hello, Randy. So we're waiting now to bring you the 767 takeoff. Looks like we may have one plane ahead of it to look at as it goes up into the sky. American Flight 2390, headed to Las Vegas on a late night flight. We are here at Founders Plaza. But we're having some problems with camera 1 tonight. I don't know what the issue is. I think it's probably the cable more than anything else. So I will definitely be checking that cable for our next broadcast. All right, let's see here. So we're going to see if we can see the American American Airlines flight going to Vegas. I believe I have finally figured it out. There it is, with the curtain of towers of Cedar Hill in the background. Just Plane's Crazy says it'd be fun to have a meet and greet. You know, I haven't really thought about organizing anything like that. I know that our friend AA Pilot Wife, and that's her handle on Instagram, where she's a monster on Instagram, and she has at least has a hand in having some meet and greets here at DFW Airport. Last one she had was on a Sunday, and I wasn't able to go to that as I had other obligations. Alright, so I think we're about to see Flight 2390 American Airlines head off to Las Vegas. That will be followed by the UPS 767 Heavy to Louisville, and then we'll be done. Well, we'll be done with the plane spotting portion of the broadcast. We will have chat stravaganza following right along. And if you're new to the channel, that is where I just set up a camera, and you can watch me pack things up as you listen to cheesy music. Well, some people like the music. I like it. Jeffrey Boo with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Jeffrey. Headed to Ontario Airport for my red-eye flight to DFW that lands at 5 a.m. Central Time. Good night, plane spotters. Good night to you, Jeffrey. Have a safe flight. Now we are looking out for our final plane of the evening, I think. UPS Flight 793. 767 off to Louisville. I need to tighten the screw on this particular mount. It's kind of rocking back and forth a little bit. This is a new plane as of last March. So it's still got that new plane smell, I'm sure. See that ceiling getting lower, can't you? Well, that's going to do it for us as far as plane spotting goes tonight. But we still have a few things to say. First of all, yes, the forbidden music. Well, first of all, I want to say stay tuned for Chat Stravaganza, which follows on most of these YouTube stations. That again is where you watch me pack up. Exciting, right? and while you do that, you listen to music and chat amongst yourselves in the chat room. Chat Stravaganza coming right up. Now, I would like to thank once again our channel sponsor James Webb. He had a big contribution to us this evening, another $200 super chat. Thank you, James. Our other contributors tonight include Roderick Campbell, Tech Spec, Texas Girl with 10 Runway DFW memberships. Did I miss Plane Fan 88 with a $20 super chat? Plane Fan 88, if I missed that, I apologize, but there it is. I'm going back and reviewing things. We welcomed Danny Jackson as a new member, and the Dispatcher with a $5 super chat, Emery Yurtis with some super chats, Jennifer Rutherford chiming in with a super chat, Danny Jackson. We had Trident Ken become a Quadjet member. Grumpy Forrester contributed a membership. Roberta Gomez with a $20 super chat. Just Plains Crazy and Nick Johnson both gifting Runway DFW memberships. I did not see this one. Ron Sees America with a 17-month membership anniversary. Hello, Walton, everyone from Tucson. Thank you, Ron Sees America. And Jeffrey Boo with a $20 super chat. So lots of nice super chats, lots of nice discussions, lots of nice interaction here on Runway DFW. We'll be back. We're going to try to be back on Saturday, either from here or Love Field. And so I thank you. We'll put up some of your goodbye messages, and then we will commence super chat for the night. Happy contrails to you until we meet again.
Overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufeld speaking.
more jingles all the time.
Line of flight 36 right, American. Today, back at 26.
The brightest blend of music all in one place. Your work day companion.
runway 36 left, clear to land.
36 left, clear to land, Brewing 537.
Runway 3344. Runway 36 right, clear wake up.
RNFG band 36 sharp clear for takeoff, runway 3344.
Runway 3687, turning 36 right, line of flight.
On a way,
Air Taxi 24, hold short, runway 36 right, Whiskey Kilo.
hold short 36 right, Whiskey Kilo, American 1921. Departure 3344, good day.
do you remember? The best variety.
Ooh, I'm a fan of this song. It's called Satin Boots. But that's going to do it for this edition of Runway DFW Chat Stravaganza. I'm so glad you could hang out with me for the final moments of our broadcast. We'll be back with you. Look for us on Saturday. We'll see what we can do about Saturday, as long as there's no rain in the forecast. Haven't looked yet, but probably going to be colder, but at least it'll be in the daytime. Anyway, thanks to all of you for watching. Thanks to Texas Girl for coming out and for gifting some memberships. We will be back soon, and thanks again. I'm worn down. I've been up since before 6 a.m. doing a lot of driving today. So, yeah. Good night all from Runway DFW After Dark.